Hey! Poggers. I guess I'll keep the music on for now. And then I'll turn it off once we get into the game to be all immersive. Unless you guys want to turn me off. Let me know if you want me to turn the music off during this captain's mode, because I presume not a lot happens here, so other than me just chatting bear. So we've got a first ban Tiny. We know all how horrible a tiny position 4 is, especially maybe perhaps a Tiny 2 faster blink. It's really good at initiation and durability, so they'll ban that. That being one of the highest picked heroes during tournament stages, actually. Whether it be through Omega or the different divisions of Omega as well, along with Phoenix, but we haven't seen that banned yet. They will ban out the Cottle with that Will of Wisp. That's another horrible spell to go against. Yeah, I think it's chill as well. Nice, man. We'll see how these guys play about. I'm looking forward because I've never seen. I think I've seen Koros play, and that's around about it, and that's in Reshi in-houses. But we'll see. Hopefully, I won't screw up. I had a look at my most recent casts, and I see that I say, and now, like loads of times. So that's one of my habits which I really need to get away. Oh! Oracle! See, Phoenix ban. They banned Phoenix. They banned Phoenix, and they've picked Oracle. Nice. So Oracle being that saviour of the team with his false promise. We'll see that come into effect shortly. Along with his... What's that shield thing called? His freaking disarm, you know what I'm on. It's been a while. I haven't researched heroes this morning. My usual wake up time's around about 3 PM at the moment, because my sleeping pattern's screwed, so I had to put my alarm on. But they will ban that Phoenix anyway. That was another high pick rate hero. And we'll see what they pick now for their first pick. It's a Grimstroke. Now, Grimstroke's nice and all, but it's not really that strong unless you pick something which is good with it, obviously. Not compared to Oracle, I don't think. Oracle can harass a lot with his false promise and purifying flames, and they've picked a Rubik as well, so that's a strong pos 4 there. So at the moment, they've got some strong supports. Oracle with the save, Oracle with nuke damage in the early game with lockdown as well. Grimstroke, he just needs someone to come online with his Soulbind. He needs to make use of that along with the Inkswell. Inkswell's particularly good on Mars, gives him that extra movement speed when going in. That's nice. So we'll see what happens through here. I mean, I'm liking. I don't think they've picked. Mars could be a potential pos 4. But we'll see nonetheless. But they will go ahead and they will ban a Tinker. They have banned a Venomancer as well. Venomancer being pretty strong. Should I have turned my announcer off? They will ban Lich. They will ban that Lich due to the fact that Grimstroke is very strong with the Lich, coming out with 2 Chain Frosts. So, smart ban, because it looks like they haven't picked a position 4 yet. And they will ban Tinker as well. Yeah, I think there's another game coming up, guys, so stay tuned. I think this is around about till 5 PM. I think. Let me just check the schedule. Let's see. I'll let you know. If I go up, load up this Google Docs. Oh, this is not the right. Oh, that's the rosters. Okay. Nice. It's good. Oh, it's in yes. Whoopsie doopsie. Ah, here we go. So we got a game at 1, which is now. Central European summertime. Then in an hour, we've got quarterfinals. and then that's it. And then tomorrow is semi-finals and grand finals, which I think I should be casting. I think. But they will ban an anti-mage. Anti-mage we've seen quite nice throughout many pro games at this moment in time. That build where he builds a freaking Heaven's Halberd, and it's actually quite strong. Gives him that, so I can see why Valve decided, well, IceFrog decided to nerf that item. But it would be really nice, especially picking off Grimstroke, and it's a really good counter to Mars on lane. With the magic resistance, his combo isn't going to do very much, along with the fact that he's able to blink out of arena, and he's able to pick off the Grimstroke and melt down the mana of Mars as well, so that's a nice ban there. But in return, Radiant do go ahead and they will ban the Terrorblade. Terrorblade being a very strong carry in this meta along as well. And it would have been very, very strong if they actually would have picked it themselves with Oracle. Because you get a Satanic on Terrorblade and you come out with that Metamorphosis. He is going to be strong stonks. Oh, and in return they will ban Magnus, another hero we've been seeing in the meta recently as well. So they will go ahead and ban that one as well. Yeah, that hero is pretty disgusting, boys. Really, oh my gosh. Too disgusting, actually. Just RP and give him power to the carry. What is it, 70%? Something ridiculous. Oh! Clockwork 4, nice. Going through his Mars shield. They've picked the clock. Now, this is gonna be nice. However, Oracle can just stop this outgoing damage from Battery Assault by using the Fate's Edict on himself, so that he just disarms himself and doesn't take any magical damage. So even if Clock does go underneath, he's only going to do some physical damage. Oh! They've picked Sven! Strong carry. We'll see how that works out against Mars and Clockwork. I got a feeling he could potentially be bullied. If Mars does go and over Venom, and Clock does get him in the cogs. But Oracle can, as I've said before, use Fate's Edict to stop that magical damage from going out. But we'll see what they pick for the foot. Oh my god, it's a Spectre. Now, people would be saying, oh, Spectre's really strong, and nothing can beat it. Oh, they've picked an Invoker as well. But regarding that, I played a Spectre game against a Sven, and back ages ago, when Sven used to buy something like Daedalus, like around about 1 or 2 years ago, he was the strongest counter to Spectre. And since he's ever back in the meta, he still is. Because his crit damage just absolutely bursts Spectre. He has that insane output damage with his physical, so... Along with his stun as well. Agnim's stun is insane. Oh my god. So you'll actually be able to get out cogs if you can. If he does get into cogs, and then he can just go on any target that he wants. So it doesn't matter if they kite him now, once he gets Ags. Because that's what you used to rely on Sven back in the day. Even with his god strength, he used to slow him down with something, I don't know, like Venomancer used to be really strong, and then he couldn't kite himself out, even with a BKB. So you just kite around him, but now with this Ags, it's really freaking hard to actually kite him around. Oh, but in return, Radiant will ban that cheese hero, and they'll ban the Broodmother, but in return, they will ban LC. Oh, and they also ban Zeus as well. Zeus would have been very strong here, considering it would be backline, since they have Mars and Spectre in the front line. And not to mention that Zeus would be doing insane freaking damage with his passive against Sven, since Sven's HP will be so high. He could practically burst this Sven down, and he would need to buy a BKB pronto. Oh, but they have banned Slardar, so that's a nice ban. Going against Spectre, because Spectre does really suffer quite a bit from someone such as Slardar. Slardar's going to push her off lane to the point where she can't get any CS. So that's a nice ban, especially considering there's a Grimstroke 5. So I'm not liking ADHD's safe lane all that much, guys. I think it's going to falter. But it depends upon their POS 3. I don't even think they've picked their POS 3 yet. There it is. They've picked a Timbersaw. So that's really nice, especially against Clockwork and Mars, strength heroes, so they're going to lose their attributes, along with Spectre, but Spectre's an agility-based hero, isn't she? But she just is really tanky as hell.
10 seconds. 5 seconds left.
And we'll see what they pick for their final pick now. They still have a mid-pick viable, so... And they have picked Invoker, so... There's potential to, run over all of these now. Timbersaw, I think, will bully the hell out of Spectre, especially considering he has the pure damage. Because I was speaking on about this a while ago when I was casting Omega. The dispersion on Spectre, if you add that into account, her magical resistance as well, along with her physical resist, and then you add the 22% dispersion as well, that's some insane freaking just nullification of like any damage in this game at all. Pure damage, however, pure damage will go through all of the resists, so apart from the dispersion, of course, but you'll be doing nice damage and be able to force her off lane, hopefully. Because I'm seeing Spectres get fat all the time. Nothing ever's really happening. But we'll see nonetheless. They've got around about 30 seconds left to pick. They've got enough time. But yeah, I don't think their safe lane's going to survive much. I mean, yeah, Grimstroke can use Inkswell on Spectre, but I think she's going to have a really hard time, and they might even have to rotate a clock around, but I don't even think a clock can do much against this Timbersaw, so Timbersaw was a nice pick. They need some magical okay. There it is. There's the magical damage. Lena is picked. That's a nice pick, especially against this Timbersaw, because they really, really needed some magical damage against this guy. And they will get that, along with Laguna Blade and Dragon Cell. Wait, is it Dragon Salve or Dragon Slave? I can't remember. It's one of the two. We'll find out when the game begins, but I'll stop this music now, and we'll head right into the game. So regarding the off lanes, however, so it would be Mars and Clock versus Sven and Oracle. I think Sven's going to have an alright time, especially considering his base damage. He's going to be able to get some easy CS, potentially, if this Clock indeed doesn't harass him. But I think this Clock's going to be a pain in the arse. Especially against this Invoker. We'll see. They do have False Promise coming out from the Oracle as well. So they have saves. They have saves indeed. 6 wins in a row as Mars. Wow. Amazing. So it begins, boys. So welcome, and girls. Let's not be sexist now. I only just started streaming. So let's see the starting items here. So Spectre's gone a Ring of Regen and Tango, which she so desperately needs, especially against this harassy lane of this Timbersaw. But it may look like they potentially could go bottom against Sven, which would actually benefit them a lot more. And Clock could actually harass Timbersaw in the early levels with his battery assaults. And Sven, he's got a Windlace. Nearly 3 tangos. That's interesting to see. Oh, they have seen the Clock. They're trying to take control of this Radiant jungle right now, but they have placed a ward here, so they do see this Mars patrolling around. And it looks like Spectre will indeed decide to rotate to this top lane now. I would have liked to see if she potentially... Do I need a co-caster? I'm chill. I'm good, thanks, man. I've never particularly had a co-caster before, apart from when I only started doing it. And it will begin. They secure... Oh, 2/2 runes going inside of them, so no rune fights. Big sad. Nothing much to see there, and the bot will begin, so Clock will proceed to block the creep camp. And I'll try and lay off on saying "and now." Try and get those caster habits out the way. So let's see. Okay, so it looks like Invoker might go Cross Wex. He has leveled Cross first, but he has the option to go Exhort as well. Particularly, I'd like to see a Cross Wex coming out. Oh my god, the Whirling Death already dealing half damage to Spectre. Just because of these trees here adding extra pure damage. That's insane. Yeah, the reason why I don't like to do co-casters is not because I don't like it, but because I feel like I will speak over you. Because I did that with the previous guy before, I think he was called Unfading. He tried to speak, but I was freaking screaming about every team fight that was happening. And he couldn't do anything. And I felt bad. So I let people in Reshi's in-house tend to have their own, like, time to shine and cast. So I like step back and let them do whatever. So. But the battery assault coming out onto Sven, but the Fortune's End will come out and push him away. Whereas on the other hand, Timber's showing still a bit of dominance, especially against this Grimstroke with his Whirling Death. And Fade Bolt coming out as well. And the Harass. Timbersaw just trying to not let the Spectre get any CS at all. Oh no, not Crossworks. So at the moment, Invoker's decided to get a salve into his inventory right now, which is very smart considering the amount of nuke damage Lina does have. There's a pink here, Grimstroke getting low, he uses his Inkswell to get out. Rubik in right-clicking distance, but the salve comes out, and he's not able to cancel that, so he will fall back into his tower, but on the other hand, they will get first blood on Sven. So Clockwork taking advantage there of his spiking of low levels right now, because especially at these low levels, are level 1, level 2, his battery assault is insanely strong. And Sven really can't do much considering he's level 2. He doesn't even have any regen. He only has a Windlace and some Tangos, but a Stormhammer coming out onto Mars, trying to push him away. But Mars not entirely giving any crap at all. He'll hold his ground. Clock's doing some nice harassment here, and Sven getting a Wraith Band. But he hasn't got... Oh no, he's got some regen. Alright. See, but the Stormhammer coming out, trying to stop this clock from going on him. Whoa. The Oracle doing a good job there, slowing down this clock to stop him from... Oh, for crying out loud. Try not message me, please. I don't know how to turn that off. God damn it. Oh, but the Fortune's End coming out. But Oracle's able to secure the kill with his Purifying Flames. As I said before, that is insanely strong. And even though Sven falls down, a trade goes 2 for 1. But on the other hand, Sven, they're still harassing this Sven to the point where he's not getting any CS at all. So it's really hard for him. So even though they won that trade, I wouldn't particularly say they won it because Sven's not having a fun time at all. Whirling Death coming out here now, along with the Timber Chain and the Fade Bolt as well from Rubik, but Inkswell will be used defensively for him to escape back. And on the other hand, mid's doing quite even, yep. Crosswex Invoker. He's calling some stuff into the Courier. He's calling in some Phase Boots very soon. I'll get that Blades of Attack for extra right-click damage to secure the creeps. But the Lightning Strike Array coming out. She doesn't have enough mana to follow up with her Dragon Slave. Yeah, that's it. That's what it's called. Look at this. This Sven's not having too much fun. I thought this lane wouldn't be all that strong. Looks like I misjudged it with 2 off. Oh. Wow, okay, so Oracle just decided to rotate. Sorry I missed that. Oracle decided to rotate and actually help him proceed to get a kill on Luna, so that's really good there. Especially for them. So Oracle doing wonders for the team right now. He's on a killing spree. And that means he'll have some dank gold.
Denied.
So he's already got boots and a windlace already, so he's able to escape this. But Clock in the midst here. Cogs do come out along with battery assaults. Fenn's going down a bit. And Spear is ready, but the Fate's Edict coming out and stopping Mars from actually firing that spear because it would have done no damage at all thanks to the magic resistance. Regarding last hit wise, let's have a look at last hits. So Lina and Invoker, they're practically even right now. Invoker just getting 3 denies more than Lina's last hits, so they're pretty much even right now. So I'll be impressed to see how this goes. I think he's just spamming Meteor right now, which is the smart, not Meteor, EMP, which is the smart thing to do, because this is just going to take down her mana pool to the point where she can't actually secure a kill on this Invoker. Along with the fact that he has his Quas, so he's able to regen very well. And it looks like Spectre has decided to rotate to the jungle. And try and... oh, Cold Snap does come out as well. Did hear that. And there is an initiation here onto Timbersaw. A lot's going on right now. And Timbersaw just going to force him away. And the Inkswell coming out, trying to land onto the Timber, but Timber's just fast enough to escape that. And now Spectre having to force his way now to the triangle thanks to the harassment of Rubik. He'll triumphantly walk away in happiness. Oh, but it looks like they may want to go to the leader now. Cold Snap and EMP coming out along with the telekinesis. She uses a wand to try and escape. Now she's under the trees. Very low indeed, but a TP rotation coming out from Clockwork. But they're able to get the final right click onto the Lina. Lina will go down, but now Rocket Flare coming out, and Spectre is close to this as well, but they might want to kill Spectre. No, never mind. They have got the creep wave with them. And they will pull that creep wave with them all the way back, whilst these creeps are actually doing a little bit of tickle damage here to the middle tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And in comes the TP now from Spectre. Spectre's going to decide to try and farm up on this lane now. She's not having much fun in the jungle. It's thanks to this Timber last pit that actually he's not getting a lot. And he's trying to build a Midas as well, but out comes the Timber Chain along with the Whirling Death on the Chakram, and it's already done half a HP. Whereas on the other hand, Sven's able to farm the jungle now thanks to his 3 levels in Great Cleave, but Mars, he may have found a kill here. He's just seen that a creep's died here, so he's heading to rotate to Sven now. Just a spear will do! But he overcommits it and just makes sure that he does secure the kill with his Arena of Blood, and he will secure that. So Lina now having to force her way to the jungle as well. This Quaswex Invoker's paying off. But it may not scale too well in the late games, but we'll see nonetheless. And it may not even need a late game, considering Spectre's still trying to get a Midas right now. She only has a Glove of Haste and a Magic Wand. And now Sven's come here to take up the creep camps as well and the stacks. It looks like they may want to try and hunt for Spectre. Spectre, you're in trouble. You don't have any vision, but they may have found... She's trying to hide in the trees. Sven does find her. They're able to stack this camp as well. Whereas Oracle's just holding his ground, just farming up. He's got Tranquils now. Whereas Grimstroke's surrounded by the Radiant team right now. And, oh, there is an initiation along with Cogs and the Mars Spear as well. Coming out. Nice combo there, but Invoker will try and rotate, but isn't able to save his support. But he will melt down the mana of Mars. Timber Chain comes out now as well onto Grimstroke. With the Fade Bolt, Chakram out as well. Whirling Death along with the Timber Chain. Now Sven trying to chase behind him. Stormhammer comes out. He's telekinesis up into the air, but Inkswell comes out trying to get his escape out, but the Fade Bolt comes out in the end and secures that kill onto him. Lina now trying to rotate and get a kill on this Invoker, but he's too fast. He's able to secure the rune here, and Clock, he doesn't have his hookshot right now. Look at this Spectre. She's now trying to farm mid. This
Dire's
Timbersaw.
top tower might be going down.
Just doing a lot for his team, and now just taking just the top of the safe lane completely. No one wants to go there. They have nothing. They have nothing against that. Barely any magical burst right now. Only apart from this Lena, and Lena wants to try and get the Shield Scepter.
Radiant are scanning. How does that even work?
So
Dire's
props to
top
her
tower is
because
under attack.
she at least needs a core item in order to maybe perhaps have some impact. Looks like now they are going to push with this catapult now. Gonna go ahead and lower this a little bit. There we go.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant
Just want to make sure it's
structures.
alright.
Pretty good move if you ask me.
Let me know if it's too loud, guys. And they've almost taken the mid tower, but a rotation coming out now from Grimstroke. He will decide to TP to middle to try and help Lena defend the middle tower. Looks like Clock's level 7 now, so he does have hook shot. And he's got his power treads as well. And now it looks like Timbersaw wants to try and defend his bottom tower, so keeping intact all of their tier 1s. Nice to see. Clock now supporting this Mars in case he does get initiated by the Timbersaw. And he's going for a blink right now. He's about 1,000 gold off. Whereas on the other hand, it looks like they will try and make a rotation bottom here to help this Timbersaw. But now the battery assault coming out, but the track ram forcing Clockwork back. This Timbersaw's a bit strong, mate. You may want to fall back. Whereas on the other hand, thanks to Timbersaw now rotating bottom, this gives Spectre some time to actually try and farm up and get as much lane creeps as she possibly can. And she has got a Midas now. Even though she's falling behind in CS, it's not looking all that bad now. She's finally getting some free space. So network-wise now, Timbersaw is up there along with the Invoker as well, but Lena's been actually punished quite a bit by Oracle and Invoker to the point where she's not actually stunking up there in the network. But she will try and still secure that CS nonetheless with a Dragon Slave and push it out. Clockwork now, he's just got a Smoke of Deceit. Sven here is just being revealed by the flare. He is taking an ancient camp and he will fall back. He has popped his God Strength to try and take that as well, but he won't secure that big creep. On the other hand, Rubik and Oracle just playing behind their pos 3, as we like to see. Oh, there may be initiation on here. Clockwork Cook coming out onto the Invoker along with Cogs as well. Along with the Haunt from Spectre as well. Fade Bolt coming out, but not doing enough to protect him, and he will die down. 30 seconds down, but the Mars ult coming out as well, along with the Spear. And they've stolen Haunt on Rubik as well. Not doing very much damage, but Timbersaw will be able to Timber Chain out. And they will be able to secure the kill there onto Grimstroke as well with the Purifying Flames. I'll go towards them, so they actually took Invoker down. That's very nice to see. Them turning it around a bit, even though there is a 3k net worth lead. So Invoker will fall down. Mars is big strong right now. He's been able to win his lane against this Fen. Something that I didn't think I'd see. Oh, the Stormhammer coming out. And Sven not decided to put a right click into him at all. Whereas on the other hand, it looks like they do want to try and take this middle tower. Middle tower's falling low. And once they do take this tower, then they're freely able to start pursuing into their jungle then afterwards, since their top tower over here is fallen as well. And then Spectre will have a hard time trying to farm some of these camps around this region.
Bottom tower's still there, but not for long.
But Lena's going to try and do her best. She is a higher level now. Thanks to that team fight, she's a higher level now than Invoker. Mars, he's taking a lot of damage from this Whirling Death and the Chakram. He's now going to try and retreat back, but now Cold Snap is on him. Tornado just missing out as well, but the Timber Chain and the Whirling Death, it's too strong. He will fall down. 30 seconds diff now. And now they're deciding to push this tier 1 bottom now. Lacti coming out, whilst Timbersaw, he's going to tank all that damage. Nice teamwork, but in return, the Dire side, they are going to try and take this tower and try and trade it, but Timbersaw won't allow that. In comes the rotation TP, the Lightning Strike Array landing onto Oracle. pushing them back, but Lena, she has finished her Yule Scepter now. She will throw the Lena up, the Timber up into the air, but it doesn't matter. Telekinesis coming out, and they're able to secure the kill on Lena. Killing spree going the way of Rubik. Soulbind does come out, but it doesn't help very much. And now the Mars here, he does have his Blink Dagger, but he hasn't got it yet. He will push Timbersaw back with his spear, but now out comes the Timber Chain, along with the Chakram as well. The Inkswell is on him, but Clockwork Hook coming on to Rubik, but the Oracle ult coming out and saving the Rubik, so he'll heal him back up, but they are able to secure the kill onto Clock as well with the Purifying Flame, so they will nuke him down. And it'll go the way of Radiant there, so they're able to take a middle tower. Dire tried to defend it so that Spectre could be able to farm freely in their jungle, but Radiant side right now, they're too strong, but Yule's coming out now onto the Timber along with the Lightning Strike Array and the Laguna Blade and the Spear as well. They're using everything on this Timbersaw. Timbersaw faltering really low now as well, and he's able to get out. Is he able to escape? But now they've used Mars ult onto this Oracle. Oracle with no mana right now. Inkswell coming out, but Rubik's able to lift him up into the air, whereas Timbersaw, he's able to escape out. But now the Cold Snap and the Urn coming out now onto the Lena. Lena throws herself up into the air, but Mars is thrown. Push the Invoker back with his spear, but the Tornado coming out now. They're able to secure the kill onto Lena, and now here comes the Urn again. Sorry, the Vessel onto Grimstroke, and they are able to secure that kill. Sven popped his God Strength now, and he wants to try and find more. Cogs comes out now from the Clockwork, and he's able to escape. There we go, big team fight there, and they're able to secure 2 kills. Everything tried to be committed there onto this Timbersaw, but he's too strong. He was able to survive all that. Jesus. So now he just rotates back to top lane now, full HP thanks to his reactive armor. And now he has Pipe of Insight as well. He knew that this Lena would start destroying him if he didn't build any magic resistance, which he has, so he's built a pipe. And now he's practically unkillable at this moment in time, considering how much they just used. They committed Haunt, they committed Mars ult, they committed Lena ult, used the Yules to try and lock him down. Just so much went into that, but they're still not able to kill him.
Radiant's courier is dead. Wonder what
Tornado and Meteor coming out now. Invoker deciding to put some points now into his Exhort. And Clock, on the other hand, he does have Dust of Appearance for this Invoker, and he does have Hook, but they'll just miss each other. And they'll just walk past each other as so. There's on the other hand now, Spectre, she's got a Yasha, and she's got Power Treads now. So she is starting to farm up a bit more. She is on the same around this Sven. Sven now up in the net with 7.9k. He's farming up insanely well with his Great Cleave, so he is able to come back from that horrible lane he had against Mars. And they will secure that Invis rune there onto the Grimstroke. Now this Timbersaw, he's rotating bottom and he is queuing up a Yule Scepter now. Lena, she's just farming up as well, and she's trying to get a BKB. BKB really needed, especially against this Crosswex Invoker and this Timbersaw. They are too strong with all their magical damage and spells coming out. Actually, stopping this Lena with her movement speed, because we all know, like, especially Lena will go Boots of Travel and try and kite around, because she's insanely fast thanks to her passive, but this Cold Snap and the Spirit Vessel coming out actually stopping her in her tracks, and she's not able to do very much. And it's actually stopping her channeled spells as well, so there's small animation times on things such as Laguna Blade and Lightning Strike Array, stuff like that, but then there's a smoke coming out now, Tornado and Cold Snap coming onto the Grimstroke. Grimstroke will fall from the EMP. So he's down as well, but it looks like they want a return kill now, and the Laguna Blade, no sorry, not Laguna Blade, Lightning Strike Array coming out along with the Spectral Dagger, but the Mars ult does come out onto Rubik. Rubik able to survive this, but Oracle, he will fall down, but however they will secure the kill onto the Rubik, but the Clockwork Hook coming out onto the Invoker, gets held in the cogs and he's down, and it's a double kill going the way of him. Whereas Sven, he's still farming up, but instead of going BKB, he's going his Agnims. He doesn't want to get kited. So that is indeed what he wants to go. And Spectre, she's still farming, even though she's had a really horrible lane. She's able to utilize all of this space when they're team fighting, so she's able to try and farm up now. She's actually second in net worth right now. And this Midas actually paying off. Usually you'd buy a Midas
Needs a hand.
if you were ahead, but she wasn't. She was really full behind, but it was indeed her first item. And now, thanks to this space that they're now providing, she's actually able to farm up. So this Midas is actually paying off. But we'll see nonetheless. There still is time. Sven is indeed a semi-counter with the nuke damage if he does get a Crystalist. Or a Daedalus even. And he is going Agnims as well. It is pretty broken. But Oracle, he will get that D ward there. Both of them do have sentries up there. But he will be pushed back by the Phantom's Embrace. Now Timbersaw, he will retake bottom. And Clock, he will get back. However, these two cores, however, Sven and Spectre still farming up. But thanks to the great cleave on Sven, Sven's just able to farm a lot more efficiently. Lena, she's almost got a BKB now. She's around about... I'd say that's around about 700 gold off.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Mars jumping in with the Blink Dagger and actually taking down that courier with his God's Rebuke. Big Strong and Spear coming out as well, but Rubik is able to steal God's Rebuke and not the Spear. Oh, but Clockwork Hook coming out along with Battery Assault onto the Oracle, but Oracle's able to full staff himself out along with the Fate's Edict as well to stop the magical damage. But now Inkswell coming out, but the Tornado coming out to try and save the Oracle as well. But the False Promise, he has put himself on that as well, as along with the Spirit Vessel onto Clockwork, but Clockwork will fall from the Sunstrike thanks to the Invoker. So nice rotation there from Invoker to save his Oracle. It's especially nice to see that Oracle has actually gone first item 4 staff as well to save not only himself but his cores from the cogs as well. Level wise, hero levels, Sven and Timbersaw are up there, but thanks to this space and some of these team fights which they have indeed won, they have been able to slowly get their way up there, and Lena's been able to just finish off a BKB now, so she does have that 10-second BKB, which is crucial, especially in this team fight. They're just able to try and match up in level-wise now, so it's looking particularly alright. I mean, the two supports, 3 levels higher, so they have their advantage of 2 levels into their ultimates.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Both of them scanning. And neither of them getting off unless they do decide to walk into here. And they have smoked up now.
Rocket on.
And a rocket flare does come out to scout out Roshan, but they're not there anyway. However, they are around the back side of the Roshan pit, and Sven could potentially break the smoke as well. They decide not to go for him, but they are still smoked up as we can see, but they are deciding to go Roshan now, along with the Alacrity as well, but they are smoked up, so they could potentially stop this. So they're going around. I don't think they know yet, but the Mars all comes out, but the Spear missing, and the Sven Agnim's coming out onto Mars. Mars is down, but they're thrown up into the air with Tornado, EMP, and the Meteor as well, along with the Deafening Blast, stopping them in their tracks. But Lena, she's popped her BKB and still able to output this damage, but the False Promise now coming onto the Sven, and Sven now Supermaning his way into the Lena, and Lena falls down as well. Killing spree going the way of Sven, but now Grimstroke is trying to hide into the Roshan pit, but he's able to force staff himself out. But in comes Sven now to finish off the Roshan, but they still want to try and hunt down this Grimstroke now. Grimstroke's in a bit of trouble. Timber Chain coming out along with the Chakram as well. Inkswell coming out as well, but it's not able to get off, and they're able to secure that kill. So now it looks like this is a free Roshan unless they're able to rotate back in. Mars spawning back in 5 seconds with a TP. And he does have BKB as well. He's finished his BKB, however, he doesn't have his Mars ultimate right now. The flare coming out, which will reveal them. Still indeed doing the Roshan, but this Timbersaw, he doesn't have any mana. They will secure that Aegis. The Spectre here, she's still farming. She's got a Manta now, and she's going for an Ice Scatty. So she could still be potentially big. She's able to still farm up during that team fight as well. She didn't decide to join that team fight, or she would have lost that. But now Aegis is up, and it will expire at around about 2450. Sorry, not 2450, 2950. That's when it got it. And Flare coming out to try and see any rotations, but they do see the rotation anyway from Timbersaw, thanks to the vision of the creeps. Are they going for another smoke? Doesn't look like it. Oh, the Sven, he's going for his BKB now. He needs that BKB, especially against this lockdown from Mars. Could be potentially worrying in team fights. I mean, he has enough HP to sustain it, but he's not able to get out his damage. Oh, and the Force Staff coming out from Oracle, aggressively trying to catch this laner, but he's just able to get out on the other hand. Sven using his God Strength and trying to go onto the clockwork. Can he get off his Stormhammer? No! He gets pushed back by the cogs twice. But now Invoker with his Smoke of Deceit trying to pursue this clockwork and trying to find him. Sven still has God Strength available, but it's only available for now for around about 24 seconds, and he will hide into the trees and Spectre will TP out. So even though that he has Aegis, God Strength is down, so this could be a potential initiation actually. So God Strength now, it only has around about 9 seconds, whereas Spectre, she's almost got a Scaddy now, just around about 1,000 gold off. But indeed, they will decide to take this tier 2, considering they have used... Oh my god, they found the clockwork! They thrown him up into the air. Timber Chain and the Chakram, along with the Whirling Death, along with the Storm Harrow as well, coming out, and they will secure that clockwork. Clockwork down for 30 seconds, but he does have buyback, but it does look like they want to try and take this tier 3. Alacrity now onto the Sven, but Sven, he doesn't have any God Strength, so he isn't able to do that damage. However, God Strength has got a 40 seconds cooldown, so he may be able to do it during the siege. So Oracle trying to healing up as well, but Sven, he is ready with his Blink Dagger and his BKB. But they will decide to get out. They're deciding, nah, we haven't got God Strength, we're going to pull out. Maybe not, he still wants to try and siege it, maybe. Well, still defend it. They did do a lot of damage, actually, to this tier 3 tower. It's only got 1,000 HP left, but they will retreat back. Sven now, he'll have his ult in around about 10 seconds, so he'll be fine to go back in. Oh, but they do see this clockwork rotating now, thanks to this ward that they have over here, along with the Lena as well. Rocket Flare coming out, but the telekinesis for the Force Staff as well, thanks to Rubik coming in onto the clockwork. But Mars ult and the spear coming in as well, stopping these guys in their tracks. Oracle's down, the clockwork's able to get out, but the double Laguna Blade, thanks to the Soulbind, takes down the Invoker as well. Thanks to the Haunt as well. They're down, but now Sven, he's trying to get this Lena, but Lena's throwing him up into the air. Lightning Strike Array and the Spear coming out now. Sven in big trouble here. He does have Aegis, so they will pop that Aegis as well. And now the Aegis, he's coming back to life, but Timbersaw now trying to help his core, but he's thrown up into the air. It's too much damage coming out onto the Spectre, but he'll try and Agnims his way out, but he gets a kill thanks to his cleave. But he will fall down anyway. They do get that kill onto this Sven, and Sven's down. Timber Chain tries to come out onto a tree. He tries to escape, but he's escaped anyway nonetheless. But now, Spectre, thanks to all this space, she's got a Scaddy, she's got a Manta, Midas is paid off, and they've won a team fight. So now, and thanks to that Soulbind and Laguna Blade as well coming out there, which did some insane damage, along with the lockdown from the Mars Ultimate as well, they're able to take them down. So it's actually turning to the side of Dire side now, thanks to this Spectre timings now. And Spectre, she's going to pop some clarities now, because the mana on the hero isn't as all that good as it used to be, considering how much mana cost it is for Spectral Dagger, which is around about 160. And the Haunt as well, which is 250. So she does use quite a lot of mana, considering she only has 2 spells. Oh, and she will find an Orb of Destruction as well. Presuming she'll put that onto her as well. It's a really nice item, along with the Scaddy, enabling further slow from movement and attack speed. Sven, he's going to rotate here now. All couriers coming out, courier army. And it looks like, oh, okay, so Mars will receive that Orb of Destruction instead, and he's got a Desolator now. So actually, if he's able to jump onto this Invoker, he'll do some insane damage. Due to the fact that he doesn't have a very high armor pool, along with the Oracle as well. Only 6 armor, and Rubik 10. They don't have The only one who's going to be able to survive this is Timbersaw, thanks to his reactive armor and Lotus Orb.
我是一个没有感情的刷钱机器。
We'll rotate up now, and they're going to decide to maybe perhaps push this bottom tower over here and sit behind the Spectre, maybe. Clock, he's decided to be a bit ballsy and farm over here, but they have just bought a Smoke of Deceit. And Roshan, it will be up in around about 2 minutes as well. Potentially maybe 3 minutes 30. Sven just going to farm up the mid lane and push that out, but it does look like they do indeed intend to maybe perhaps just pressure this bottom tower over here. They have grouped up now.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
It looks like they do indeed want to try and push this, but they do see each other thanks to this vision here. This joint vision of Observer Wards.
Dire's
Not to
middle
include
tower
the
looks
tower
like a
middle as
secret.
well.
Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand.
Timber Chain coming out now and just applying that pressure to middle tower. He's in the middle, but out comes the muzzle and the spear onto Oracle. He's been deleted, and out comes the Haunt now from Spectre. He's initiating onto Invoker, but the Stormhammer coming out onto Grimstroke absolutely deletes him. But BKB coming out onto Sven now, so Lightning Strike Array not doing very much, along with the stun into Clockwork, but Clockwork's being thrown up into the air, and Cogs coming out now, forcing him back, and now the Timber is in trouble, but he's able to get out with the Timber Chain and secure the kill there onto Clockwork. But Sven, he still has God Strength, so he can do something. However, the Spectre coming in with the Desolate and doing that damage, but Mars, he's able to blink out and stop that Stormhammer from initiating on him. Clockwork Hook tries to come out onto the Sven, but Sven's able to just hide behind the creeps, and the Clockwork Hook does not connect. So a buyback coming out from Clockwork there, but they are able to take down this Timbersaw thanks to the Desolate damage there from Spectre. And she looks like she's getting a Butterfly now, so Sven, he's going for a Silver Edge here, but Spectre sneakily with a big brain is going for a Butterfly. It's nice to see. Rubik, he's going to try and build up a Yule Scepter as well. It's the Battle of Yule Scepters once again. But it was nice to see Mars coming in with that initiation and taking out the Oracle, because if they would have had that Oracle along with the Sven as well, along with the False Promise, then that Sven would just have so much time to just go around the Dire team and just try and destroy them completely. They do see this Mars, however, with this ward. You're rotating up, out comes the Force Staff, along with the stun, he's able to connect the stun. Telekinesis going up to the air, along with the Cold Snap, along with Alacrity as well on the Sven, and they will secure that kill. Mars down for 70 seconds, but he does have buyback, but they will proceed to take this tier 2 now.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
So tier 2 has fallen. Was that a Dire scan? No, that's a Radiant scan. So Radiant scanning the side of the trees to see if anyone was hiding here during the siege of this tier 2. They'll get this tier 2 as well.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
It looks like they'll pursue tier 3. However, Dire do have fortification. Light Strike Array coming out defensively along with the Stroke of Fate as well. But now here comes the Horns along with the ult from Sven as well. Defensively, almost killing. Oh, he's used the Laguna Blade onto the Sven, and Sven, he's actually gone down and he's dead. Sven down for 8 seconds along with the Invoker and the Oracle as well. And now the Spear coming out onto Timbersaw along with the Desolate as well. He's down. Phantom Embrace stopping him from getting out any of his spells, and it's 4 down. Rubik only able to escape that. But this Spectre, she's so fat now. I don't know what they can do against this, other than perhaps getting Silver Edge and maybe perhaps a Spirit Vessel on him, but the rest of the Dire team, they're really strong now. So this game's completely turned around. Now it looks like they'll go for Roshan now. So no buybacks on the Sven or the Invoker, but Timbersaw does have buyback, but they're not able to contest this. This Roshan's falling down, and it's going to either way of the Spectre, Mars, or Lena. Preferably the Spectre, and it will go to the Spectre. So now, that gives them the advantage. Oh, Courier coming out to try and see if they can snipe a cheese. Oh, he really wants that Courier, but Courier will escape. But now, thanks to the Aegis on this Spectre, they will be able to siege this high ground now without any worries at all.
I must have them all.
But first, in order to do that, they do need to take a tier 2 tower, and Radiant has done really well in defending their towers, thanks to their insane early dominance during this game. But now it's Spectre's time to show her a little bit of dominance. Sort of gripping up now, potentially smoke, no. They've grouped up, but Radiant, they do have some good vision here in case they do decide to rotate to their triangle, but they are all grouped up however. Manta's used to just push the wave. The return track ramp coming out along with Timber Chain. Has Mars just called a smoke? He has indeed. They are potentially thinking about smoking up now. Unfortunately, guys, I can't see the win percentage rate on here when actually casting. Can I? No, I can't.
Radiant are
Wait,
scared
game
for
stats? No. We are on game stats. Alright, ignore that. You didn't see that. No, I can't see that, unfortunately. I wish I could. But they will try and... They are smoked up right now, but... The Radiant, they're hugging the left side of the map. And they have placed some vision down as well, and they're just waiting for someone to come out here unexpectedly. Unexpectedly. But their smoke will expire now, and they will decide... No, they're still committed to this. Oh, but the entire Radiant team, they see this now. Mars ready. In the night, he comes out with his spear but misses, but the Laguna Blade and the Soulbind both coming out onto the Invoker. Invoker getting low now, but the Oracle ult is able to save him, but Sven now, he uses his Shadow Blade, but he's in trouble now. Sven getting taken down by this Spectre, the Eye of Scotty slowing him down, but he Stormhammer's out, onto the leader. Can the leader die? No! The spear connects onto the tree, stopping him from doing any more damage, and he's taken down. Double kill going the way of the Spectre now, and leader's able to use the cheese, so he's able to get back all of his HP, but Spectre, he's thrown up into the air. And now, Sven is down for 75 seconds with no buyback. So this is a potential tier 3 now. Now, Spectre has a basher now as well. She is fat. F-A-T-T. And they will proceed and they will take this tier 2 tower. And it looks like they want to take this tier 3 tower now as well. Sven down for 50 seconds with no buyback at all. But the Tornado and Cold Snap and EMP will come out defensively, but Lina will use her Yule Scepter, but the Meteor coming out along with the Deafening Blast, but she's force-staffed back, and the Mars trying to come in and stop that from happening and save her, but oh my god, the Cold Snap and the Spirit Vessel doing a lot of damage, and they will retreat back. So even though they have this Aegis, they have some really good defense here thanks to this Invoker, and they looks like they do have Repair Kit as well, so they'll just get back all the HP they've lost on that tower. So even though Sven fell down, they weren't able to have any impact on their high ground. And she will secure the Invis Rune. Not able to use it though at this moment. And Sven, looks like he will get a Heaven's Halberd. Nice choice, especially against the Sven. Really needs that to stop that damage output. It's nice to see the Sven targeting the right people right now. He's using this Stormhammer on the Cause or anyone else which suspectedly has a lot of impact against him, especially the Lina. So he's going to jump onto her, the one who can kite most things with that insane movement speed, and try and nuke her down as much as they can. It looks like Smoker Deceit is out. They're trying to hunt for them now in the triangle. They have just found their courier. Courier does have Vanguard, but oh, she's able to protect that Vanguard. But out comes the God Strength, but the Horn in return comes out, along with the Mars ult as well, trying to kill this Rubik, but the Rebuke misses, but it doesn't matter, they're able to get that kill. But the ultimate from Oracle now trying to save this Invoker, but it's too much damage. He's going to fall down. He's dead. There's no way he survived that. Godlike Spree going the way of Spectre, but now out comes the Spear onto Sven, and Sven's down as well. Double kill going the way of Spectre. However, Aegis has been popped now. Aegis has expired, and Oracle will be able to TP out with his Glimmer Cape on.
Double damage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And it looks like now they're gonna push the tier 3 now. Sven, still no buyback even though he fall down. However, they don't have Aegis, but she does have Abyssal Blade now, so she could jump onto someone. However she wants, hook shot coming out, but it just misses, but the repair kit is up again. Halting their advance, but the Mars Spear and the Rebuke onto Oracle. Oracle's in trouble, but the Abyssal Blade. Oh, the heal scepter coming out, but he's just able to get off his ultimate. He's still alive now, but the Mars ultimate coming out, stopping him from rotating back. But is he able to heal himself up in time before he dies? No, I don't think he is. Spectre coming back in, and he will secure that kill, but Oracle will. She will buy back, but the Mars ult coming out from Rubik, stopping these guys in their tracks. However, they will try and rotate out now, but there is a buyback now from Oracle. He is telekinesis up into the air, the clockwork, and he will fall thanks to the Fade Bolt. So buyback's coming out there. Now it looks like they may perhaps want to pursue this, even though Sven is down for around about 5 seconds. Lena, she doesn't have a lot of HP right now, only 900. But Sven, not Sven, sorry, Spectre. Spectre's full HP. Oh. And Grimstroke will force Staff onto the low ground, and he will get out. Well, Sven's come back now. Sven's queuing up a Divine Rapier. My god, is that the right choice? I mean, potentially he can nuke down the Lena if he does get a Divine Rapier, but preferably I think he would want to get a crit. Because right now he doesn't have this gold to get a Divine Rapier. It's going to be ages for him until he will have any impact with a Divine Rapier. And on the other hand, it would be better for him to just get a crit. Instead of having like, what? So God Strength is like an extra 200 damage and then 300 damage. That's what, like 700 right click or 800, somewhere near there. But I'd say a crit would be a lot better. A Crystalist only costs around about 2k gold. And then Sven would actually be able to have some impact right now, instead of having to save it for a 6k item, which could potentially be dropped and given to the Spectre as well to make her even more powerful. Oh, but they could be rotating in. Out comes the Haunt onto Oracle. Oracle's fallen down along with the Sven. Sven's in trouble as well. Sven's in mega trouble, but BKB on the Spectre is able to secure that kill. But out comes the Mars ult now, along with the spear onto Timbersaw. Timbersaw's locked down now. Out comes the Clockwork Kook, but the Deafening Blast trying to push them back. He's thrown up into the air. And out comes the Soulbind onto Timbersaw, but it hasn't got anyone to connect to, but it doesn't matter anyway because they have secured that kill. And he will buy back now. Sven down for around about 73 seconds, along with the Oracle as well. Clockwork falling a bit low there. Sunstrike did connect on him, but he will get back, and another repair kit is used on the tier 3 tower. Now them trying to defend this as well. He did place a sentry down there as well. This sentry actually paying off really well. Was able to actually find that Sven when he Shadow Bladed and secure that kill. But are they going to push this tower? Oh. Mars does blink in and try and find a connect with his spear, but isn't able to. Nonetheless, they are going to try and push this tier 3 nonetheless. EMP does come out defensively, doesn't land on anyone. But it looks like indeed they do still want to push this. Telekinesis coming out now on Spectre, but Spectre doesn't care. She still wants this tier 3, taking down this Forge Spirit. Finally, might be able to take down this tower, but Lena's blinked in, and Yule stopped Rubik, but Rubik's used himself up again, but it doesn't matter, because Mars blinked in, he's used his ultimate, and he's killed the Invoker. Invoker buys back now, but Rubik, he's down for 102 seconds, but they've secured Timbersaw in the cogs, and he's down for 100 seconds as well, and it looks like this may be a Rax. However, Oracle and Sven, they are about to be up, so they could potentially hold this down now. This could be tier 4, this is tier 4, they want to go for tier 4s now. Rubik and Timbersaw down. No buybacks on them at all, but do they want to commit it? Do they know? They're very cautious about doing this. They don't know whether they want to do this or not. They do have the time to do this. Okay, Creep Wave is here. They do indeed want to try and push this. Maybe not. No. They want to get back. They could have ended the game. They will get back. How weird. It's not GG, boys. It's not GG, and they have just smoked up as well. So it looks like potentially they want to try and find this Grimstroke here, which they will. Sven has God Strength on and is Oh my god. Oh, but the Aeon Disc coming out onto Grimstroke. He's built that now. However, this Spectre is now onto the Invoker now. But the False Promise coming out onto the Invoker. But I think it's too much damage. I think he's going to fall. No, he's still alive! But this Fen, he's in trouble now against this Spectre. Spectre has a BKB active, so he isn't able to stun it down. But out comes the Marzul, and out comes the Spear, locking him down. And the Scotch Strength, it's stopped now. But he's going to BKB, try and get out. But the Clover Cook stops him from TPing, along with the Laguna Blade onto Oracle as well. He's taken down. And it's GG? Is it GG? Yeah, it's GG. Nice. So nice win there, ADHD, securing that victory. Unlucky. Lucky to the Radiant side there.